Hey guys, it's Lauren. I have a question. Who's hot for Hoya? In this video, I want to go over my Hoya collection and some care tips, and also, if the video is not too lengthy, at the end I might add some wish list Hoyas that I've been eyeballing and looking to purchase. I want to start off with my first ever Hoya. The first Hoya I found and purchased, and that started the obsession for me. And that would be this guy. He's got a trail in here. I think I have some of his trails kind of tucked down in. This is the Hoya compacta, Hoya carnosa compacta. And he grows effortlessly for me. I let him dry out, water him maybe twice a month, maybe less than that. And he does well. I have him in my south-facing window. And that's the key for me with my Hoyas, is let them dry out. Now, I do want to show you another Hoya carnosa, but this was my second Hoya carnosa that I purchased. And sometimes I do go a little too long without watering. And what might happen is this. See all the, let's see, little brown bits? That is caused from lack of me watering. However, I do have this in a north-facing window hanging behind my couch, and right down there is a heat register. So I think the heat comes up and just dries out the bottom immensely, and that might be why he's so crunchy compared to his brother. So I might need to water this one more for that fact, even though it's not in a south-facing window like most Hoyas would prefer. He just dries out so quick due to being near the heat vent. Say Hoyas are slow growing, and some of them are, but I believe the Hoya compacta grows quite fast. Maybe it's the lack of me watering this one particularly, and considering I do have it in a south-facing window. The next Hoya I want to show you is just a regular carnosa Hoya. I got this from Hertz, I believe, and he was very small. He was maybe up to here. And I just recently trellised it, and up inside here, I got some new growth. This is a new leaf right here. Right here. Now this one, I have repotted. The two that I just showed you, all my hanging Hoyas that I show you are all in the same soil that they came with. I have not changed them out from their nursery pots. However, the one from Hertz I did, and I created my own little mixture. You will hear a lot of people say they like to use a lot of perlite, orchid bark, soil. They give it a really airy mix so they can dry out quickly, because Hoyas are epiphytic, which means they do like to grow on and around things in nature, you know, like trees, rocks, stumps, so on and so forth. Which one do I want to show you next? The next two I'm going to show you, I got at the same place on the same day. That was Randy's greenhouse, and that's these two. I have my Hoya Crimson Queen and my Puba Calyx. Let's start with the queen herself. So she's kind of growing a little wonky, and she's got a lot of completely white foliage, leaves, a lot of white leaves. I've heard people say that it could be best to cut them off, just for the fact that if they don't have any green on their leaves, it can be hard for them to photosynthesize. But I leave them on. I think they're stunning. It's part of the reason why I like this plant so much. They will eventually, they die off quick. Over time though, they will start to look like that, and you can simply just pick it off. It comes right off. And that's what I do. I wait for it to get icky looking, and I plop it off. This one and the Puba Calyx I have repotted. They're both in similar pots. They take longer to dry out when they're in plastic, Terracotta does help them dry out fast, but I know that's kind of a controversial thing, that Hoya's roots can stick to the inside of terracotta, and that may be the case. However, Hoyas can grow in the same pot for years, so I don't think it's a big deal. This is the Hoya pubicalyx. I just recently trellised this one as well around Christmas time because I received a lot of these little trellis things for Christmas from my fiance, and this one is a beaut. He is easy to grow. The only problem I've had with this guy is mealybugs. Not an intense case of the mealybugs, but he has had them. What I did to treat it was rinsed off the foliage really, really well. Neem oil. I have tried on other plants the peroxide, water, and soap trick with the Q-tip, and you wipe it off, but for him I just rinsed his leaves really well, gave him a good bath, I guess you could say, then sprayed him down with neem oil really well, and that cured him. And the one thing I think is so cute about this plant is look at this leaf. It's completely curved on the edge where all the rest of them are pointy, like the pubicalyx. So I was curious as to why, and I thought, maybe do I have two different Hoyas in here? But I don't think so, because, well, I might, because on that stalk all the other leaves are curved around the edges as well. This is one of my favorites. Now for a really special find. I've also showed this one on my channel, and that is another Carnosa compacta, but variegata. My variegated Hindu rope. Look at that chunk. This was found at Meijer's for $10.99, and it hasn't grown too much. It's probably grown about an inch, and there's lots of new growth shooting up there and there. And look at the cute little pale pink leaf. Easy grower so far. I don't have too much to report because I've only had it maybe 5 months, give or take, but it's beautiful and it is pushing out new growth, and it was such a find for $10.99. Don't underestimate your local box stores. All my Hoyas I've bought in person. I have yet to, well, no, I lie. The regular green Carnosa was the only one I've ordered online from Hertz. The rest that I have continued to show you, I have found all in big box stores, whether Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Meijer, and I found them there. One of my favorites and the best growers for me is my Hoya Crimson Princess. I believe it's the Princess, or it could be the Strawberries and Cream Hoya Tricolor. This Hoya grows so fast. When I purchased it, it was trailing maybe that much out of the pot. And it's grown so well. I have this one as well hanging behind my couch in the north facing window where the heat registers are, so it does dry out quite quick, and I need to remind myself to water those ones more often than the ones that are not hanging by registers, because that's where the crispy foliage comes in and you get some dead leaves. But a sure sign way to tell, the leaves will kind of curl up. They're softer, they're more malleable, they can bend more, they have more give, and a little more squishy because they are very succulent-esque type plants. They retain a lot of water in the foliage. So when you notice your Hoyas their leaves getting a little squishy, they're easier to bend or squeeze together, that's when you know they need a good drink. Let's show you a little one. This one I got from a friend's plant, and this is my Hoya lacunosa, I believe. He's doing okay. I've had him since the beginning of December. Well, I got the cuttings probably late October, early November, but I potted them up in December. I finally got them to root fairly well, and then I potted them up into this little terracotta pot, and I know it's doing good because if I pull, there's no give to it. It will not come out, which is good. However, it's there's no signs of new growth yet, and it's just kind of maintaining what it has going on here. But for the most part, doing good. Nothing's died off. So we will see how it fares in the summer. Maybe we'll see some new growth on them. And last, but absolutely not least, is this guy. Here he is, my Hoya hoyas. I found 2 of these at Walmart. I bought them both. I gave one to a friend, kept one for myself. Dead leaf. This one also hangs in my north-facing window above the heat register. And these do grow still well when they're dry. Look, there's some new leaves there. You can see right here how these leaves are a different color. These are new leaves that have shot up and are pretty much completely developed. The color's just different because they're newer. Ooh, can someone tell me? I don't know. I've never had a peduncle on my Hoyas that I'm aware of. Is that a peduncle? Is it? I want, ooh, here's some new growth. Right in there. I was very happy to find this for $14. $14 even. In an 8-inch hanging basket. And it's easy. I let it dry out, and one thing I think that's cool about this one is it grows out its own little roots in all these spots. I don't know. Just very cool, very unique. That completes my collection. There are a few that I would like to acquire. Some being the rotundifolia, I think. Hoya rotundifolia. Is that the square one? I want the one that's rectangle. I'll add a picture with a name. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that one stands out to me. I want it. None of the plants in my collection have square leaves, rectangle leaves. I think that's so unique. One bit of advice is make sure your pot has good drainage. They need a drainage hole to let the excess water run out. Lots and lots of bright light. Bright and direct light, because their foliage can get burned. Well-draining mix. Don't like wet feet. Hoyas do not like having wet. They like being root bound. They are susceptible to some pests. The only pest that I've experienced is mealybugs, but they can get spider mites, aphids. I've never heard of anyone having problems with scale. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. And I think I'm going to take you with me and show you how I water them. Most of these need a drink. All the ones in the hanging baskets need a good drink. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I take them to my shower and I hose them down. I will take the sprayer and just spray down and kind of wash off all the leaves and give them all a good drink. Don't mind my dirty shower. Now what I usually will do is let them sit here for a while. After I water them, I'll just kind of shake them out one by one and go hang them back up. So this is my Hoya collection. I love Hoyas. They're easy, they're beautiful. I'm waiting for one to flower though. If anyone has tips, tricks, techniques on how to get your Hoyas to flower, please let me know. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!